morning and welcome back to the channel. I've come down very early this morning and our wheelbarrow's there, which is strange, but with recent happenings on the plot it doesn't surprise me. So let's go up and have a wander. It's a lovely Sunday morning and nice and sunny for now anyway. Let's get in the greenhouse and I'll fill you in on what's been happening. So hello, welcome back to the channel. Hoping to do one or two jobs this morning. However, I am very busy. Got quite a lot of tasks to carry out. The wife wants me to finish the She wants me to start the hay racks for the front of the house. I'm a little bit late. They're normally on by now, so I've got to get that done today. I've got to go over to tend my father's grave, so I've got to get that done. We've got to go to the garden centre because I want to buy some GMs. So I've got quite a bit to do. And my intention was to get these potted on. But guess what? I can't. And the reason why is because somebody came into the greenhouse and stole all my compost. And not just that. Anyway, look, I'll tell you what. Here's a clip from yesterday morning. So, I've come down just to pick some stuff up to finish the job that I told you about last week, and to pick some plants up for my daughter to take back to the farm. And I noticed the greenhouse door was open first and then my shed door. And yes, first of all, the greenhouse, they just emptied the tins out. I don't know what they're looking for. You know what I mean? They might have forgot to buy the lettuce seed. It just absolutely infuriates me. And then they've gone in my shed and totally trashed it, pulled all the timber out that I was storing in there, tipped it upside down, and then again lit a fire in this plant pot and just wrecked my shed, to be fair. You know, all the pictures, the little things that my grandkids have bought me, you know, just thrown them all over the place. They've obviously been in somebody else's greenhouse because somebody else's shed, because they're not my secateurs. I don't know if they've found my hose pipe and hose pipe connector, but just an absolute wreck. Do you know what? I really do sometimes think if I could sit in here overnight and let them come in, then they'd get a little bit more than the bargain for. You know what, if they want to come in and sit in there, take shelter or whatever, fine. But just to throw things round needlessly like that, you know, just no need. But again, that's not my pen. So they'll be somewhere else. And then they did. And it tells me it's the same people, because last time they did the same, they rigged the light up. Oh, they've taken me water. But it's dangerous. It's dangerous. They could have set my shed on fire. The whole lot could have been gone. But what can you do? What can you do? I'm going to get myself... I watch a channel, Sean James Cameron, and he's quite clued up on his cameras, and they go off on his phone. And you know what? I think I'm going to set myself something up like that. As soon as that alarm goes off on my phone, that text alert comes in, I'll be in that van and down here so quick. I better go, I'm fuming right now. So, you know, what do you do at the end of the day? You're always going to get that down on allotments, and whilst it's frustrating, there's probably not much you can do about it, other than hope that one day you walk in and catch them. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough to start the weekend, I think that all my onion stock, the red Carmen and the Elsa Craigs, have got the dreaded allium leaf miner. I've never had this disease before, but that's what I think it is. I've always done well with my onions, so I'll bring you in closer, have a look, and if you've experienced it yourself in the past, let me know in the comments, because obviously I want to get these out of the ground as soon as I can, if that's the case. I'll show you anyway. Let me take you in for a closer look. These are the red Carmen, and as you can see, they're all very twisted and mangled. Oh gosh, niggling down on this wood chip with shorts on, it's bad news. And as you can see there, they've got those strange indentations on the leaves. They've not done well at all. These should normally be stood up in a similar sort of vein to that, but even there you can see these indentations and the twistiness of the stems. So that's them. Over to the Elsa Craigs. These don't look as bad, but they are twisting, as you can see down there. You know, they've got that very strange indentations on them. So I was going to harvest my garlic and my overwintering onions, so I think I'm going to do that sooner rather than later. And let's just have a quick look at the leeks. How are the leeks looking? Oh, sorry for my shadow. They're not looking bad, but again, this twisting is occurring, as you can see there. So, what do you think, folks? Is that allium leaf miner? Let me know in the comments as soon as you can, and I will take action after that. So if it is the dreaded allium leaf miner, then that's 2 beds, 3 beds, 4, possibly 5 beds that are going to be clear, because you've got to get those out ASAP. But I don't focus on the negative. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do something positive. I'm going to take out the yard-long beans and I'm going to put them in a bucket with some canes, and I'm going to put those in the greenhouse rather than just sit and watch them wither and die and not produce, which they look to be doing. I'm going to do that, and in the place I'm going to put some of those runner beans that Martin, my plot neighbour, kindly donated to me. So less of the doom and gloom, let's crack on and get these jobs done. So I found this decent bucket. I'm going to go and get the 1 bag of compost that the idiots left me. I'm going to put that in here. This is a experiment. I've never done this before, but you've got to give them a chance, haven't you? Especially because they were donated to me very kindly. So, from Michelle's Kitchen Garden. So I'm going to give them. Well, I'm probably only going to get 1, 2, maybe 4 in here. And I'll get another pot. And I've got enough compost there. And I'll put some canes in and I'll just stand them in the corner here. Right, I'll nip out and I'll get the yard longs. So there we go, filled 2 pots. So yeah, as you can see, these look very pale and insipid. And as Danny over at the group channel said, they're probably not going to do anything outside in our climate. So, rather than just watch them, let's see if they'll do something here in the greenhouse. Because all I have in the greenhouse pretty much now are the peppers, which are going to get potted on, and the cucumber and the aubergine. So there's a corner somewhere where I can stand these pots and let them do their thing. Let's have a look at these. As you can see, that one, it's almost turned its toes up, so I might be doing this just at the right time. So that's one. Yeah, going back to the idiots that broke in, there ain't much you can do. You know, people that are out at those hours, they'll always find a way into the site. You can do whatever you want, they'll find a way in. What surprises me is as I say, I think it's the same characters that came to the allotment before, because it's their MO. You know, lighting a fire in a bowl, a light hung up on the ceiling. I've had all that before. So my only worry is if they set the shed on fire. You know, that's my worry. And you know, if they want to go in there and sit down and do, fine, that's fine. But to wantonly just throw stuff about. I came into the greenhouse, they've been in the greenhouse, they took all my seeds, threw all my seed packets out. There were seed packets outside. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? You've walked into my shed. You've picked up my tie wraps. You've walked out of the shed and you've thrown them on plot. I don't get it. If you're looking for the £300,000 that I buried under flag, then I'd understand why you're digging it up. But I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what they think they're going to find down on these allotments. I leave nothing here, you know, other than my compost, you know. But if you're that desperate, what do you do? Right. I've miscounted. I've got to go get one more yard long. Give me a second. There we have it. Right. Mentioning no more about the break-in. No more negativity. We've got to stay positive. So there we go. Now, I'll just go get some canes, tie them up, and for now, they can sit on the bench. That out of the way. We'll go outside now and put the runner beans in their place. So these were kindly donated to me, as I say, by Martin. So I'm gonna put these 1, 2, 3. I've only got 8, I think. I've only got 8. Yes, I've only got 8, so I'm going to put 3 round this side and 5 round the other, and hopefully we'll get some runner beans. Oh, we might have 9 actually, so I might just split that one if I can. Yep. So 4 round this side. Round there. Get the others round this side. Just move that camera. I'll leave a couple of the yard longs in and see if they do anything. But I am not holding out any hope whatsoever. I did get a message from Catherine, who mentioned I should leave my garlic in a little bit longer and let it get a little bit more, you know, dried out leaves, yellowing leaves. But just worries me a little bit with the allium leaf miner. Is it just young plants that allium leaf miner go on? Obviously the garlic is almost ready to come out. Will they not be affected? I don't really want to take that risk, so I think I am going to harvest that, and I'm going to harvest that right now. There we go, that's that harvest out of the way, and I've weeded that bed as I've gone along. So there's a free bed, and we're going to have to decide what's going to go in there. I am going to start some direct sowing of lettuce, some direct sowing of radish, and also beetroot as a follow-on crop from the beetroot that I've got in the raised bed. But that's one job out of the way and one bed clean. Let's go over and have a look at the harvest. Overall, I'm very pleased with it, to be fair. It's looked really good. So there we go. I'll see if I can zoom in. So there we go. These are very decent garlic. Good sizes. Oh, let me get down here. This one here, look. You see that in relation to my hand is a really nice big bulb. So overall, I'm really pleased with those. So I'm going to leave them there to dry for now, and then I'll put them in the sun shelter to continue drying off. But what I'm going to do now is, whilst I was doing that, I did notice some little bits of maybe white rot starting to set in on some of these, and I just want to continue harvesting my onions, because these overwintering onions are of a decent size now, and I want to get them out. I'm not tempting fate, and at the same time I can clean this bed as well of volunteers. Right, so let's get in here. Let me get you an onion out to show you their typical size. Pick that out. Oh, there we go. Now that's a decent onion, isn't it? They don't need to be any bigger than that. And I think that that's a good size and it's ready to harvest. I never grow the red onions from overwintering because you never get anything. So let me get this done and I'll show you the crop at the end. So there we go. A barrow full of lovely, healthy, fresh onions. So whilst I'm not going to have or it looks like I'm not going to have a summer crop of onions, at least these guys have done me proud. Right, I'm going to put them out on the table here in the sun shelter. Just going to leave them in here just to dry off. As I say, very, very good crop of onions over winterers. So I'm really pleased with these. That's in between. There we go, all laid out nicely and drying. A lovely crop. Now all I've got to do is get the rest of the garlic. This was the garlic from the other day. Get the rest of the garlic in here and get that drying. So that's the onion bed cleared. What I'm going to do now with this is I'm going to get a few bags of well rotted manure dug into this bed, and I'm going to make use of it by planting some various squash that I've got, butternut, crookneck, and also I think I've got a spare pumpkin. I'm going to bang them in there. I'll let them grow away. Right, over to the greenhouse. Oh, it's lovely and warm in here. Yep, so we're back in the greenhouse. As you can see, the sweet corn are doing fantastic. And I did ask the question last week about whether or not these side shoots were any good. And I have been told from a number of people, take them off because they sap energy from the plant. I have been told that a study's being done and it doesn't damage or slow the plant down in any way, but there's no evidence to say that you get a better crop. So these are coming off purely and simply to allow me to get in these gaps with the watering can without much fuss. So the ones that have got side shoots are coming off. Not all of them have, but some have 2 or 3. As I say, this just allows me to get in with the watering can. But they are beauties, aren't they? I'm not the tallest of blokes, but I would say that they're a good 4 foot high. So hopefully we'll be getting an early crop of sweet corn. Right, I'll carry on doing this and I'll meet you back in the shed. Right, there we go. So that's quite a few jobs ticked off the list. great to harvest those onions. As I say, the allium leaf miner, if that's what it is, you know, it is bad news, but that bumper crop today of onions and garlic have cheered me up. So that's gardening, that's growing. You win some, you lose some. One year you'll get a fantastic crop of one thing, the following year it'll be absolutely terrible. And I think that's what keeps us all enthused and all coming back. I was hoping to have the grandkids come down and get them around the sunflower planter, but unfortunately I had it in my head that my daughter was coming over on the Saturday. She actually was coming over on the Friday, and I was working the Saturday, so I haven't had a chance to get them down. So Rudy, Ella, Sonny, next time, guys, you'll make your appearance. Yeah, I were on that job on Saturday, which was a grueler, but we brought it to the end. I might bob a few pictures in just to show you. I'm quite pleased with the outcome of it. But I'm going to get myself off now. As I say, I've got quite a bit on today. Thank you very much for all those people that have just recently subscribed. Thank you for everybody for watching these videos. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, it'd be much appreciated. I'll be back on Wednesday, hopefully looking to get those tomatoes in, and I also need to get my peppers potted on as well. So I'll leave you with a few photos, and I'll see you next week. Until then, happy growing.